Okay. Hey world, how's it going? How's everyone doing? All right, so I know that even when I was little, we grew up in a world where kids are exposed to sexual immoralities. 2 years young, newborn babies, whether they know it or not, that's what's going on, teenagers. And I'm here to tell you, as a living witness and testimony, we are not supposed to know how to have sex before marriage. We're not supposed to know how to do oral sex, lick on someone's clitoris, a female's clitoris. We're not supposed to know how to, as females, put our mouths on a man's private part and be doing oral sex. Let's be raw and unfiltered. This is raw and unfiltered. As males, you're not supposed to know how to penetrate a woman's vagina before marriage. That's not biblical. It's not from God, because even in Song of Solomon, he tells you, don't arouse love before it's time. I'm here to tell you, we are not supposed to be arousing each other sexually or practicing on each other, test driving, sexually test driving each other as teenagers, 5 years old. And I'm going to tell you what I learned from God and even from my childhood experience as well. One thing God showed me is a lot of us that is sexually active at 12 years young, 13 and up, is because we've already been sexually tampered with by the babysitter. We've already been molested, whether it took one time, multiple times. A lot of us who having sex as teenagers, on birth control pill as teenagers, which we should not be, because we've already been experiencing and sexually tampered with by a neighbor, a babysitter, a person at school, the teacher at school, the principal, whoever, the spiritual leader in church. The majority of kids are already sexually molested, raped, and tampered with before they even become a teenager. And this is why you see babies with babies, 12 years young, you pregnant, 15, pregnant with an STD or got AIDS or HIV or chlamydia, gonorrhea. There's nowhere where God says he wants us to sin and learn how to have sex and do oral sex, bend somebody over before marriage. That goes against his laws. That goes against his order. I'm here to tell you, as someone who has went to God myself in an intimate spiritual relationship with God myself, that's a demonic disorder. It goes against God's purity. It goes against the purity of your sexuality. That's why some of you females at a young age, the doctor saying you can't have kids, because you were exposed demonically to a sexual encounter starting with molestation. Somebody sexually tampered with your private parts. They weren't supposed to touch on you like that. No kid, no child is supposed to be sexually tampered with. You should not be hanging with other teenagers or anyone who is enticing you to do sexual acts and you're not married. Marriage shouldn't be on your mind as a teenager. Your parents should be choosing to be godly parents, helping you, seeking God so they can help you with your identity, so you won't be doing oral sex or practicing with folks and getting into booty calls and one night stands, and you're only 12, 13, 15. These things should not be so. But again, like I said in my other live, this happens a lot because you don't have adults choosing to become and be godly mothers, godly fathers to their parents, to their children, to their children. Even when I was growing up, experienced things sexually, molested by men and women. Then I started having sex as a teenager. Wasn't because I chose to or wanted to. No, I was sexually tampered with. I had to go back to God. I'm a living witness, and have my purity restored back to my sexuality. All things are possible with God. If you want to be a virgin again, it is possible. I'm a living witness. You can be a virgin again. Show me where God says he won't do it, and I'll be quiet. I'm waiting. You can message me privately or you can say it on here publicly. Show me in the Bible where God says he can't restore back to you your purity and make you a virgin again. If you tell me that God can't do anything, I'll get off of this. I won't make another live. I'll wait. So I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with being a virgin. That's actually sad. That's so sad, because we live in a world. It's sad when you think you should know how to have sex before marriage. That's telling me where you think you having sex and practicing with other sexual partners makes you experience for sex and marriage. That's not how that goes. Actually, according to God and his order with relationships, you're not supposed to know how to have sex before marriage. That's why in marriage, sex is only honorable. That's where we practice with each other and learn each other's bodies, natural senses, how to mentally stimulate to cause a natural lubrication. But that's the only place we're supposed to do that at. It's in marriage. It's never supposed to be when we were a teenager. You're not supposed to have sex with people you're not married to. None of that. So that's your parents' fault if they don't train you up in the way you should go, and if they don't listen to God and seek God to teach you. Sex before marriage is not of God. That's not from God. That's satanic, actually. That's very satanic, okay? So it's really sad that I met, and even today, I picked up so many teenagers, so many people, teenagers, 15 and younger, on birth control pills. And their parents is pushing it. They're listening to the doctors. They're listening to the nurses. They're pushing this stuff. And that's so demonic, because I don't even take birth control pills. I don't need them. I don't need them. So what I'm saying here is this video is raw and unfiltered. I'm here to tell you that's a lie from Satan. That's a deception. No teenager, even if you're 55, 65, you should not know what to do concerning sex before marriage. That's part of the 401k package plan concerning marriage. In marriage is where you practice and begin to experience like art. Your bodies are a canvas, and you practice with each other and communicate how stuff feel when you sensually and sexually arouse and stir up your husband or your wife, your partner. But you don't do that before marriage. And this is why you have so many teenagers committing abortions, having miscarriages, having stillbirths. They die when they have a baby because it's out of God's order. It goes against his order. Nobody is supposed, I don't care who it is, we're not supposed to know how to do oral sex, have sex, sexual intercourse. We're not supposed to fornicate before marriage. Sex is only for marriage. Oral sex is only for marriage. So we should not be kissing on people, touching on breasts, slapping booties, doing anything that's enticing the flesh, stirring up sensuality, sexuality, anything. We should not be doing that. It should not be enforced. It should be rebuked by your parenting foundation. Your parents should be seeking God to become and be godly parents first and foremost. So that's what this video is about, is raw and unfiltered, because that's why so many of you in your youth, you catch sexually transmitted disease, you have HIV and AIDS, all this kind of stuff. You stand up in the doctor's office, you need help, you about to get kicked out of the house because of your culture beliefs. Sex, oral sex, is only for marriage. You shouldn't be touching on breasts. You shouldn't be meeting up at their house. You shouldn't be around them by yourself. If you're a teenager, period, you don't need to be focused on a relationship right now. This is not the time of your life for that. You need to be focused on drawing closer to God. And if you are in your adulthood, it's even you. This may not be the time for you to be focused on getting in them sheets. You need to be getting in that Bible. You need to be getting in intimacy with God. Get in a relationship first with God. So my name is Gabrielle. This is Raw and Unfiltered about sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. It's only for the married. Sex is only for marriage, period. God ain't going to argue with you. He's not going to debate or go back and forth with nobody. It's only for marriage. If you got questions for me, feel free to ask them. I'm here respectfully in love. Ask away. Ask away. I'm a living witness. Sex is only for marriage. Because another sad truth about this, when these babies, these teenagers, the youth is having sex before marriage and their hearts get broken, or they find out they've been cheated on, whatever have you, or their boyfriend sleep with their mom, or their dad sleep with their girlfriend, some of them commit suicide, or they kill the dad or their parent. It gets crazy. Because sex is only for marriage, not before then. It's only for marriage. And that's the sad truth. So much bad consequences backfires against our youth, against these little girls' wombs, against their ovaries. All kind of stuff manifests demonically because of their bad parenting foundation of carnality, religiosity, and their parents are so full of the flesh and sin themselves, they're causing the seed to suffer. So again, I'm telling you the raw, unfiltered, unadulterated truth. Sex, oral sex, is not for you to be doing before marriage. Period. No semicolon, no hyphen, no dash, period. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free. Ask me. I welcome it. I'm here for it. It's all love, respectfully. So until next time, tell me what's on your mind. Talk to you later.